Every time a new technology emerges, it reshapes the battlefield of security. The printing press spread information but also propaganda. The telephone connected people but also enabled scams. The internet created global networks and, at the same time, gave birth to hacking, viruses, and fraud on a massive scale. Today, the next revolution in cybersecurity is underway. It is not a new weapon or firewall. It is artificial intelligence, and it may be the biggest threat yet. And later in this video, I'll reveal one of the most chilling demonstrations where researchers used machine learning to create malware that no antivirus could detect, and what it means for your safety online. Cybersecurity has always been a cat-and-mouse game. Hackers find new exploits, defenders build new defenses, and the cycle repeats. But artificial intelligence tilts the balance in a dangerous way. Because machines can learn, adapt, and attack at speeds no human can match. Imagine thousands of automated systems probing millions of targets simultaneously, identifying weak points and exploiting them in real time. That is no longer theory. It is already happening. Let's start with phishing. In the past, phishing emails were easy to spot. Broken grammar, strange addresses, generic greetings. But today, text generation models can craft messages that mimic human style with eerie accuracy. They can scrape social media profiles to personalize attacks. An email that looks like it came from your boss, referencing a meeting you actually had last week, is far harder to ignore. The line between legitimate and fake is disappearing. Then there is voice fraud. Tools can now clone a person's voice from just a few seconds of audio. Criminals have already used this to trick employees into transferring millions of dollars, believing they were speaking with a company executive. Imagine receiving a call from your daughter or spouse in distress. The voice sounds identical. Would you stop to question it before acting? Deepfake video takes this further. Fake news clips, fake political speeches, fake evidence in court cases. Artificial intelligence makes deception scalable. One convincing fake could destabilize a company. Thousands could destabilize a democracy. And when everything can be faked, people start to doubt the real. Truth itself becomes a casualty. But perhaps the scariest use of machine learning is in automated hacking. Traditional malware relies on pre-written code, but intelligent malware can mutate on the fly, rewriting itself to avoid detection. In one experiment, researchers built malware that constantly changed its signature so that no antivirus software could recognize it. The result? A ghost program, invisible to defenses, free to cause havoc. This leads to a terrifying thought. What happens when autonomous systems go to war in cyberspace? Imagine two nations unleashing self-learning programs against each other. Attacks and counterattacks evolving in seconds beyond human control. Power grids, hospitals, and financial systems could be targeted. Collateral damage would spread globally. Unlike traditional war, everyone connected to the internet could become a victim. The irony is that the same technology also powers defense. Just as algorithms can find vulnerabilities, they can also patch them. Just as they can mimic voices, they can also detect subtle differences between real and fake. The race is not only between hackers and companies, it is between algorithms themselves. Offense and defense locked in a never-ending duel. In that duel, offense may have the advantage. Why? Because an attacker only needs one successful exploit. A defender needs to stop every single one. This asymmetry means the cost of attacks plummets. Criminal groups with limited resources can rent machine learning tools on the dark web. State actors can deploy massive networks of automated bots. Even teenagers in their bedrooms could unleash attacks at scales once reserved for intelligence agencies. The economic impact is staggering. Analysts predict cybercrime could cost the world more than $10 trillion annually by the end of the decade. Behind every headline about ransomware or data breaches are real people. Hospitals forced to cancel surgeries, families locked out of bank accounts, small businesses pushed into bankruptcy. And there's a psychological cost, too. When you can't trust the email in your inbox, the video on your screen, or even the voice on the phone, daily life becomes a minefield. Constant suspicion erodes confidence not just in technology, but in each other. Societies depend on trust, and without it, everything starts to fracture. So where do we go from here? Some argue that governments must regulate artificial intelligence like nuclear weapons, tightly controlled, carefully monitored. Others insist innovation cannot be stopped, and the best defense is to build even smarter protective systems. Tech companies are racing to develop tools that can detect synthetic media, block voice fraud, and anticipate malware mutations. But none of these defenses are perfect. The risk of a catastrophic cyber attack remains. Now let's add the paradox. Artificial intelligence may be the biggest risk to cybersecurity, but it is also the only hope of securing it. Humans alone cannot monitor billions of online events per second. Humans cannot spot the microscopic anomalies that betray a deep fake or a stealth virus. Only machines can keep pace with machines. The danger is real, but so is the potential for protection. The challenge is whether we can build systems that defend faster than attackers adapt, and whether those systems remain under human control. Because if they don't, we may find ourselves living in a world where autonomous cyber weapons fight wars over our networks, while we stand helpless on the sidelines. So what do you think? Should artificial intelligence be strictly regulated to prevent cyber disasters? Or should it be unleashed to fight fire with fire? Tell me in the comments. And here's the deal. I'll feature the most thought-provoking answers in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe to AI Unlocked, where every week we explore the breakthroughs, the risks, and the future of technology. Because the future isn't coming, it is already here.